everyone, this is Erin with Lizzie Knits, and today I'm going to show you how to catch floats in your color work. And for floats, I mean the contrasting yarn that is carried on the back of your work. The float is the yarn that you are not working with, and then they always have these nice little fun lines in the back of your work. But when we're doing stranded color work, you don't want to carry the float too long, otherwise you'll get snags. So you need to catch it along the way when you're doing rows that are, let's say, the rule of thumb is about an inch, but for this particular project I'm working on, I do a max of 5 stitches, and this is bulky weight yarn, but generally inch and a half. There's no like specific rule about it, but you definitely don't want to carry your floats in the back like this long because it's a garment. It's going to get caught on things. Yeah, you just need to secure your floats. And I'm going to show you on my jewel beanie pattern that I'm working on. So here's an example. This one's I've already finished. Again, here are all the strands in the back, and some of these strands were getting kind of long. So I was catching them in the back here. You see the little purple? It's just securing it so it's not flopping all over the place. Like this was a long float here. I secured it with the working yarn. All right, so let's try this. I've got another project going on. This is the jewel beanie. Okay, so I'm at a part where I want to catch the float, and I'm currently working with this white yarn here. So that means I want to, on this next stitch, I want to secure this navy yarn because this is a span of 6 stitches. So I want to secure, the navy yarn just needs to get secured. So let's do, let's see, bring this in a little bit. So main thing I want to tell you when you're catching a float is, you see, when you do stranded color work, you kind of have like a top position of yarn and a bottom. I hold both my yarns in my left hand, or you can, you do 2 hands, however, whatever method you use, it's all good. But it's generally there's one on top and one on bottom. So the yarn that is in the back that you want to catch, I like to have that in the top position, okay? Because I'm working with the white here. So let's go and do a stitch here. Okay, I put my right needle in because I'm going to knit the next stitch. Okay, take the contrasting yarn, take the float, wrap it around. Then take the working yarn and wrap it around next to it. Okay, the float yarn needs to go first. So then while these are both around the needle, you want to take the float yarn off to like in between the 2 needles. So then I want to take this one off and I'm going to drop it in between the 2 needles. So now I just have 1 loop, and this is the yarn I'm going to make the stitch with, and now I can complete the stitch. Okay, so what that did, this was the float, this navy one, I caught it right now. See that little bar of the white yarn that's feeding into this new stitch? We secured it. Okay, I'm going to show you that again. Let's just take this out. All right, starting again. I have my float in the top position, working yarn in the bottom position, or, right and left if you're doing 2 hands. I'm going to wrap the float. First, I'll put the needle in. Okay, you're going to make the stitch, wrap the float first, wrap the working color second, and then bring that float up and over, and then you let it drop between the 2 needles, and then complete your stitch. See? And it's secured. Do it again. Okay, put the needle in as if to knit. Float goes first. You can do it at the same time. Float goes first, working yarn goes second. So they're both wrapped. Then I want to take the float yarn off and complete the stitch. And then I would just keep on knitting with this main color. I'm gonna do it 1 time, and you can actually get kind of fast with this. Put the needle in again, I wrap them at the same time, then I just switch my position and take it off and complete the stitch. Let me show you that again. That takes a little practice, but I wanted to show you the concept first. the float yarn wraps first. This one, the working yarn wraps second. Take it off the needle, finish your stitch. Let me show you the quick way again. Okay, so I have both of these, put the needle in, both, see I have top position, so it's ready. So when I hold these, that one is going first, and then I take it off and I keep knitting. Okay, and then you can then when you're done, and stranded fair isle, you might keep stranded colorwork fair isle, these might get reoriented and twisted. It can get messy sometimes, but you can really just drop that float, keep continuing. I got 4 stitches here in the white. Okay, before then I switched to this color again. But if you see here, this is what we just did. I like to stagger my floats too. That's why I caught it near the beginning of this little white section. And then this is just how I'm writing this pattern. And then on the next round where I do the same 7 stitches, I catch it over here. So in the back, my floats are kind of staggered just so it blends better. So it's just a little tip, because if you do it in the same column every time, you might start to get an inconsistency in your stitches. So I just like to scatter the caught floats, right? The floats that we caught. All right, so that's about it. That's catching floats. You just kind of, float first, float yarn first, working yarn second, take it off, and now it's behind, or the working yarn is wrapped around your contrasting color, and you just keep on catching and you'll be much happier in the end when you have shorter, loose strands in the back. All right, and one more time, this is the Jewel Beanie, and I use Malabrigo Chunky with this one. All right, thanks for watching. Happy knitting.